This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi, Chef KD, and Lindsay Anderson. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome back to another week of Paradise, Louisiana. Chef KD here. I'm going to let y'all know we had a busy week. He brought me out there, put me to work, but he fed me good. KD?
Look, you know about Paradise, guys, you better get your rod and reels out the closet because it is getting right from one coast to the other. And look, we had Superior Bait and Tackle today. It always costs me a little bit, but look at here. I tore up a reel. I fell on top of this reel, bent the shaft. These guys rebuilt this reel. Look at this. I'm talking about like brand spanking new. Not only do they get all the baits I need, they fix all the stuff I tear up. So, man, I really appreciate them. But, man, look, we're going to keep this short and sweet because, man, look, we stayed busy, busy, busy.
You still too busy for me, but I'm going to tell you one thing. We got a lot of tournament reports came in, both salt and freshwater. We got some fishing reports, like he said. They're just unbelievable where they're coming from. And then some people got bad days. That wind was terrible. I went on the bridge. You're going to show you a little bit of that maybe in Fish Report. I went on the bridge and walked the bridge. Didn't have a chance to go walk the beach because this man here found me a place to go fishing, which we'll show you next week. We're going to tease with Danny Ray. And all those captains that worked that thing, every one of them caught at least 40 fish.
Yes, sir.
Brought home and clean. So we'll bring that to you. Main thing this week, we got a turkey report.
Right.
Cody Settertall from Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries will be here to explain how the season went and some of the feedback he got on extending and having a later season. KD, I don't know, I'm trying to think of anything else where we got.
I know one thing.
The big one.
The big one. Here it comes.
Dream Day, fishing galore, like we do every year. The inquests, they keep it going, and it's just amazing how many people come from all over the world.
That's right.
South America, everywhere, and that's a fun day. No fundraiser, it's a fun day. And to highlight that one is Trevor Tampon. What is he? He is a former patient at St. Jude, plus a former Dream Day participant.
We're gonna have to get a little thing to just say Vamprat when you say that.
Tampon.
Vamprat.
What, say what?
Vamprat. Trevor Vamprat.
Vamp, Pam, with a V.
There you go. Anyway, y'all just put your seatbelts on. Word from our sponsors, and we're going to be right back.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
Celebrate your mom, dad, or grad with a Benny's gift card. They'll feel loved getting their car cleaned inside or out, or getting gas, snacks, their oil changed, and more. Available at any Benny's or bennyscarwash.com.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome to Dream Day 2015, Fishing Galore. Caleb Elliott. And where you from, Caleb?
I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee.
Boy, I tell you what, this is your, what, third year coming in?
Third year, yes, sir.
What was your stay, and when was your stay in St. Jude?
I went to St. Jude for the first time in 2012, and I have been in remission for 3 years now.
Boy, what a blessing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Parents, I know that was a big lifesaver, but financially and everything. Tell us a little bit about it, Kimberly.
St. Jude's a wonderful place. It's everything that you hear about it. They're just like family to us.
Yeah, they call it Fishing Galore. You fish a lot in Tennessee?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh yes, we love it. We love it.
Welcome back to Dream Day. Former Chief Carl Dabadie. Carl, I know I've been here 18 years. Things going on 24 years. How long you been doing this?
I've probably been coming out here 18, 19 years now. Been a long time.
It's so much fun. What brings you back? To watch the kids or just the camaraderie, or you like to cook?
Well, it's probably a little bit of all of that, but I think for the most part it's the kids. It's coming out here and watching them enjoy the day, have a day where we can take the stress off of them and their family, and they can enjoy and do anything that they want to do, and today is their day.
I've been walking around eating. I see they bring y'all a little snack, but look what you got in this.
Oh, we got some
you
burgers.
Got them coming. You got sausage. Wait a second.
Boudin, burgers.
That ain't Italian. You ain't got no Italian sausage?
No, nobody brought me no Italian sausage. I was waiting on you.
Well, you got some sausage. They look good in there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for what you've done.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. We'll be back. More Paradise, Louisiana. When we come back, somebody else is going to be on this mic. Somebody that went through this whole program. I'm talking about Trevor Tampa.
I'm here with the rest of Eddie's family.
Rochelle Wilkes.
Eddie Wilkes.
And what was Eddie's diagnosis?
He was diagnosed with ALL, leukemia B cell, December 2015.
And what was your stay at St. Jude's like?
I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. We were there for about 8 weeks. I stayed in the hospital or in the room with him most of the time. Dad would travel out and walk around. But it was very, very long days, early mornings, late evenings, not much sleep. But in the beginning, it was tough. He did real well with his treatments and his bone marrow aspirates and his lumbar punctures. He had about the first 2 weeks of treatment, he had almost 7 lumbar punctures, I believe, because they did them so often just to check to make sure that the chemo was working and getting through his system and doing what it needs to do.
Now that y'all still going through treatment, correct?
Yes.
Well, what does this mean for your family, just as a little break?
Oh, it's nice to just get out and enjoy some normalcy in our lives and be able to, have him have fun and, to just be with everybody and know that we all have some type of connection because we're all part of St. Jude, and it just brings you together as a bigger family.
Welcome back to Dream Day 2018. Daniel Reeves from Central, in the Greenville Springs area. Daniel, how long have you been going, and when was your first stay at St. Jude?
My first stay was about the age of 2.5, and I went to about the age of 18. They did several surgeries when I was a little boy, and then the last 2 surgeries when I was 8 years old. And after the 2 surgeries, I had a couple rounds of not chemo, but radiation.
What was the diagnosis of your tumor?
I had a juvenile polycystic astrocytoma. It was a brain tumor.
Now, how long have you been in remission?
since I was 8, and I'm 26 now. So
it's amazing. What's your best memories of St. Jude? And I'm sure there's many.
Yes, sir.
And then we're going to ask you about Dream Day. What's your best memories of St. Jude?
Well, they always had good food at St. Jude's. They tried to do the best for the kids up there, and they always had different activities for the kids to do during the times they weren't doing anything. So, and they tried to make you feel like you were at home almost. It's really comforting, the people that were there trying to take care of us all. So,
26 years old right now. I'm sure you're a big advocate of St. Jude's.
Yes, sir.
What would you suggest somebody going through, or some family going through what you went through and your family went through, you know, how quick should they call St. Jude and get involved?
Right away, buddy. Right away. I wouldn't give it I wouldn't hesitate one bit, buddy. St. Jude's is the #1 place to go, man.
This is the 24th annual Dream Day, Fishing Galore.
Yes, sir.
This is amazing. It keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yes,
the inquests and all their volunteers is tremendous. What's your thoughts about this?
I've always loved coming out here and being involved with all the kids and seeing how blessed I am, you know, with all these kids out here that are going through sometimes the same stuff I went through when I was a kid, and it's just gives me that reassurance, you know, that I made it through it, you know, as a child, you know.
We've been coming out here for years too, and I'm sure I got some video of you, a young boy, walking off that pond with some fish.
Yes, sir. You sure do.
Remember that on one time on the pier?
Yes, sir.
Daniel, thank you so much for sharing that with us, and good luck.
Thank you.
And good Lord willing, hope to see you again next year over here.
Hi, I'm here with Miss Marty Inquist, the President and Board of Directors of Dream Day Foundation. We're here at the ranch here in Clinton, and I love it. It's a beautiful day. Has not rained. Never rains on Dream Day.
That's true.
And this is the 24th annual Dream Day. That means I'm as old as Dream Day. Wow. I want to say thank you so much, Miss Marty, for everything y'all do for the families and my family. What all do you have to go through to make this day happen?
Trevor, it's 24 years, as you say, and it's just gotten easier and easier. We have got a great group of volunteers that just do their jobs, and it's pulled together every year. The food court, the games, the merchandise, the petting zoo, all the fishermen, all the four-wheelers. It's just everybody does their job, and it just makes it so easy. It makes it effortless, and that way we can all enjoy the kids a whole lot more, because it's just not work anymore. It's just lots of fun to get together with all of our friends and all of the people that Dream Day Foundation helps, all of the patients and all of their families.
How many families do you think turned out today?
We had 160 registered. Of course, not all of the kids are able to come. They don't feel good. They're still in treatment. They can't make the trip. We do put up children who live more than 40 miles away from Baton Rouge at the Marriott Hotel, and then we have buses that bring them from Baton Rouge up here with a police motorcycle escort, which is really special. The police love it. We love it. It's like a parade for us. It's just the beginning of a great day that we have.
I try not to miss the Dream Day. I love it. It's the best day of the year. What makes y'all want to do this every year, Ms. Marty?
Every year, we have new patients every year that have never, we have a new patient family this year that had no idea. They're from this Clinton area, but they had no idea that this went on each year. They had a child diagnosed 3 years ago, and they're just here for the first time this year, having a great time. It helps parents see other children with the same diseases as their children, who realize that there is another side to cancer that hopefully everybody can pull out of it.
As one of those St. Jude patients here today, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We love you. We love Dream Day. Thank you for everything you do, Miss Marty.
Thank you for coming, Trevor. We love having you.
All right. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Superior Bait and Tackle, Cody Settertall.
How you doing, Mr. Gary?
This is Turkey and Small Game Coordinator, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Programs Manager, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Cody, we've been trying to get you here. You postponed us a week. Season got pushed back. So now that we got you here, give us a synopsis of what you thought about how the season went this year. What about the late season? What kind of feedback you've been getting?
Well, it's definitely been a strange season. It's been one that had a little bit of everything, a lot of weather conditions that were kind of abnormal for turkey season. As you mentioned, this was the first year we've delayed the season to try to address some of our population declines and whatnot across the state. So it's definitely been a strange one. I've been hearing feedback from a lot of our hunters. Kind of runs the gamut from people who are kind of satisfied to quite a few people who are not satisfied with the season. But I guess that's kind of to be expected of most any season. So, but one thing I want to point out, Mr. Gary, is I've just gotten in our last week's harvest information for the 2018 season. So I have a complete data set to report to you. And based on this is reported turkey harvest. This involves the reports that are made when someone calls in their tags after they harvest a bird and affixes that tag to the turkey and transports it from the field. Based on that information, in 2017 we had 2,024 turkeys reported harvested, and in this year, 2018, we had 1,989.
Now.
So we were just slightly down from last season's harvest, and I'm encouraged by that, and I'm also encouraged by the recent dry weather we've had here in this later part of the spring, early part of the summer. Hopefully that'll help our production, and with the continued patience of our hunters with this new season structure, we're real hopeful that
high water and flooding, it really causes a lot of damage to the newborn, the eggs.
Certainly,
correct. So
certainly.
dry season is really continuing on the weather.
Yeah, you really want some dry conditions those first 2 weeks of May. That's really critical time. Last week of April can be some years, but the first 2 weeks of May are when most of our birds are hatching, and we really want dry conditions then. And if we can get those across the state, we typically have good hatches. I'm not by any means guaranteeing you that this year will be a good hatch. We're just very hopeful that it is, because we haven't had any of those large thunderstorms and 5- and 6-inch rain events, that typically we have been getting in past years. It's those events that really hurt turkey production, because before those poults can fly, if they get wet, they're subject to hypothermia and they can perish. And if the hen can't do a good enough job keeping them dry, then they creates problems down the road. So dry weather during this time is critical. Now we'd like for it to, if we had a perfect world, we'd like for it to start raining just a little bit so that we can get a nice flush of vegetation, have plenty insects available for those poults as they hatch out. But what we want to avoid is those major rain events that dump 4 or 5 or 6 inches of rain at a time during this critical point in time. So,
what areas stood out? You got, the north and all the different actions.
Are you talking about in terms of harvest?
Yeah, which one? Yeah, in terms of harvest.
Just what I looked at today, the northwestern part of the state seemed to be a little higher than normal than it has been in years past, whereas all other areas kind of maintained or were slightly lower. the northwestern part of the state. Claiborne Parish was again one of our top parish in terms of turkey harvest. You know, you got a lot of public ground and a lot of forested acres up in that parish.
You know, we have a little contest. We go out and people have been sending us pictures, and it's been down. We sent some pictures. We got some photos. They're coming from the West Louisiana area. The shooter was Clint Gray and Zachary. We're going to try to enter our contest. Eric Tompley, who's real with the National Wild Turkey Federation here in Baton Rouge and in Louisiana, he called him up. This is a pending #2 in the state. I'm going to give you you say, man, ain't that big. He wouldn't be 16 pounds, 8 ounces. He had 1-inch spurs, you know, almost 1 inch on both legs. They had 6 beers. So they added up to 45 3/4 inches in that. And right now they got an application in, and it's pending to be the #2 in the Louisiana atypical turkey.
Yes, sir. That's by the National Wild Turkey Federation scoring standards,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Now,
I've heard about that turkey was killed in West Louisiana Parish. I haven't heard all the specifics yet on it till you just listed them.
But you know, all reports I got, people that hunted have found a down year, and they blamed it on the late season. Now, you and I were looking, and you pointed out that turkey was killed on 4/29/18. If that was last year, season been over.
That's right. Season would have been closed at that point. But
yeah.
Now, one caveat I'd like to add, Mr. Gary, and I touched on it when we began talking, was that folks need to remember that we had extremely unusual weather conditions for the first 2 weekends of the season this year. Even though it was a delayed season, you would expect for temperatures to be warmer and just all in general, you know, more things, spring is sprung kind of thing. But what we saw was very different than that. We saw rain both Saturdays with windy conditions, wind chills in the 30s and 40s, fronts blowing through both weekends, both the first and second weekend. So that probably contributed to folks, you know, a lack of gobbling across the state. There's no doubt. And but what we saw in our harvest reporting was once the weather fared throughout that week, numbers reported harvest typically rebounded. So
what was pointed out to me too by other people that liked the deal was their numbers were going down. This latest season should increase the numbers in the next couple of years, and it's going to improve the breeding, improve everything.
Yes, sir. And
that's the main deal?
That's the main goal. That's what we're really hopeful for, is that by delaying our harvest, we're enabling maximum breeding opportunity, you know, at this point. And so when we do have good weather conditions for a good hatch, we're able to completely optimize that hatch. You know, as before where we were harvesting, about 63% of our turkey harvest occurred prior to the peak of breeding. So you say, well, that's pretty significant if you think about it. Around 2/3 of the harvest was happening before most of our hens were getting bred, based on our research in the state. So that's the one reason, the primary reason we went for the season delay versus a bag limit reduction or a season day length reduction, is because we wanted to do what we felt was most effective and gonna have an impact on our population.
Well, we had a lot of our turkey hunters traveled. I had a friend of mine, Wayne Amato, finished out his Osceola, went that way, and Mr. Edward Taylor from Natchitoches sent us a picture. We're going to hold it open one more week for y'all to get it in to win our Bowie Outfitters video of the year, and we'll pick that winner in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to leave it open one more week. Email me, Gary at Paradise, Louisiana. Cody, I can't thank you enough. I'll be sure anytime, maybe before next season, you see how it's been breeding, we bring you in and we talk about the upcoming season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thank you. Cody Settertall, small game and turkey and small game program manager for Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. We'll be right back.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Celebrate your mom, dad, or grad with a Benny's gift card. They'll feel loved getting their car cleaned inside or out, or getting gas, snacks, their oil changed, and more. Available at any Benny's or bennyscarwash.com.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Hey, we got a chance to chase those little spotted tails, little sight fishing with the marsh rat. We teased it last week. I want to tell you something. That little guy had a 24-foot Gator Tracks boat with a 250. We fished in water like this. But check out the camp that Larry Thigpen and his wife Karen, they milled the lumber, they tore up barns. There's some chicken farmers from up in North Louisiana that just felt that they wanted to make a dream place.
I done stayed there. You know I stayed there.
Well, I'm telling them.
I
know you stayed there because they got your picture with an X on the door.
Oh, yeah, the black cloud?
The black cloud.
Yeah, I'll be serious.
But no, Karen lost her daddy this morning, and he'd been really sick. And look, we reach out to them. We all know, just like when I lost my dad and all, and you lost yours, you know, it's just a season. You're glad to see him go home, but you got to go through the grief. Our heart goes out to you. Check out this beautiful camp and just a little bit of some guys chasing some redfish and sight fishing.
Little guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He may be little, but he's a bull. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Finally. We keep seeing them. They keep looking at us. We keep looking at them.
Wave at us, we wave back.
We wave back. Look. He's probably legal. What that water salty?
Yeah.
What you think?
Louisville is salty.
I think we let him go. Bush freeboard, he's kind of heavy, but he's not net worthy. That's a pretty one. Come down here and visit with you and make sure you don't offend me. Look at those set of teeth. Tight on them. This is one, and he don't get kissed, can I tell you? Cajun crab. Pretty fish, pretty fish.
Yeah.
How old you figure that fish is?
Oh, that one's about 3 maybe.
3 years?
Yeah, he's 24 inches, so
that's pretty.
Good. Good and healthy too.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna make us good and healthy. Look at just the amazing woodwork in this place. Now, most people say, oh my God, man, where'd you find the mill that had this? You got a better story than that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every one of these logs out of 14,000 board foot that it took to build all 4 camps, my wife and I pulled every one of them out of the river up at the home and down here after storms. Every one of them. Sawed them, strip stacked them, waited for the dry, then had a new plan to start building more camps, and had a place for it to come to.
And not just that, that's not your Majesty 10, that's a real 10.
Absolutely. These are off some old barns at the house. That's right, yes.
And you made some deals and you'd buy it down, but you had to do the labor to go tear it down.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, I'm really excited. We got a chance to come down. You know, Trevor was telling me, said, man, KD said, we went down there, that place is amazing. It's not often that you can say, man, I'm heading down, you know, Highway 1, heading towards Grand Isle, right here about to the foot of the Leeville Bridge, the new bridge. It's just amazing because you walk in here and it's like, wow. But you have got accommodations here that can do up to 50 plus. Break it down in groups, small groups. Have access to amazing guides. We went out today, had a great trip on a terrible to fish day. Still probably put 20 reds in the boat. And I get to come along if you want to do a cooperative entertainment, and we'll feed you like you're at a 5-star restaurant. You name it. We're going to claim it for you. We're going to make a memory for you, your family, and your staff, employees, or clients beyond description. So, hey, ChefKD.com will get you started in the right direction. 3 T's, Larry Sistruck, your precious wife, Karen.
Yes.
Okay? And guess what? He said they both like to hunt, but she's the one that always gets the big buck. So, thank y'all for the hospitality.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is just what my dad would be saying, oh, wow, how, why? Because this was Daddy's thing woodworking. So this is a tribute to a craftsman. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine, and Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We got the H&H Tournament and Rodeo Report. And hey, it's that time of year. But this past weekend, Fishers and Men, Adams Landing either side. You know, we were talking about it's been tough. Well, guess what? Jeff McMorris and Bo Fitch, 15.50. That's not too tough because it's been 11 and 12-pound tournaments. Alex Hyatt and Gary Haney, 13.98. But they won it for the year. They're going to be the #1 team in Fishers and Men for the year. Byron Keith and Chris Cardell was third at 13.94.
And my godchild.
And your godchild, Quentin Campo, with that good-looking daddy of his, Rusty Campo. You owe me, Rusty, can I tell you?
Yeah.
13 pounds. Roger Hudnall, Steve Galata, 2 more horses, 12.69. They had Big Bass, 4.96. But I had to put the sixth place one in there.
And look at all these old timers, but with
Kerry Beard and Alex Perez.
Heiss, the only young ones.
12.64, 5/100ths of a pound. All right, difference between second and third, 4/100ths of a pound. Man, let me tell you something. That's less than a cheese cracker.
Well, let me tell you what. We got a kayak. We're gonna switch right back. They were a little late, but we want to thank Virginia. Avenger or Avenger, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll say it both ways. So thank her. She sent me finally sent a report and some pictures. First place, Kalen Johnson. The shiny, the Black Knight, he is something, boy. I'm telling you what, he's been placing in all these tournaments lately.
He's rolling.
Butch Riddell. Third place is Kip Robichaux. Fourth place is Dustin Ickes. And fifth is Matt Carr. Leopard, first place was Jada Thompson, and second was Craig Sagne. Thanks again, Ginger. Appreciate that report.
Well, you know, we jumped right back into Morgan City, talking to my partner Eugene Hoover. He said, let me tell you something. I didn't realize just how nice a setup that the state and the city of Morgan City put together, because the state helped them kind of get everything set up on Lake Pelluer, had this real nice setup. And the mayor said, he said, man, I got to have a boat launch. So he got it all done and got a double-lane boat launch. Gene said it is absolutely gorgeous. But this was the shootout between Louisiana and Mississippi. Can I tell you, them Cajuns put a smoking on them? 12 out of the 13 top places with Louisiana boys. We're going to give you the top 5 real quick.
It was closer last year because it was right on the border of Mississippi, and the Louisiana team won. But yeah, we had home cooking now. You got to prepare a little bit. It's brag a little bit.
They better get ready. We're going to Mississippi next year because we can't talk too much back. They're going to be gunning for us. But here we go. Hayden and Hunter Pinchot, 11-5. Hanson Cheney and Jordan Sylvester right behind him at 10-3. Blandon Vanacore and Mason Long were third. Peyton Grisaffi and Bryson Benoit. And Jason McMillan and Hunter Kogel rounded up the top 5 places. Guys, you
didn't have the totals. You forgot them. You forgot.
No, I didn't have them. I just figured they were all up in there. And you told me to be quick.
You don't want to rub it in. That's what it was.
Hey,
a bit different.
We put a spanking on them, but
that's a good deal.
We're in Mississippi too. I don't want to go across the state line and then say, "What you talking about spanking us?"
Let me give you one here right now too. This is the West Side Bassmasters had what they call it for their veterans and the soldiers, the big tournament. Steve Fontana and Raymond Knapp come in first. Brad Bowie and them were close second, and Dylan Hadley. And Dixon Bro and Joseph Martin were third. Big Fish was 5-3, won by Dixon Bro and Martin. But this is an outstanding thing. They had a special award. They gave it to one of the Viet veterans who happened to be Raymond Knapp. What's so exciting about this? You ought to look at this flag. We got a picture of it. This flag is made out of wood.
And they
presented it to Raymond Knapp.
It is gorgeous.
First tournament, they had about, I forget what he said, 17 or 23. One or two had a good showing, and thank you to Steve Fontana's wife for sending me that report. God bless you.
Well, you know, we had the elite. You know, you tell me to keep track of the big boys. And, well, we didn't place too good up in the tops, but, you know, our little old local guy, old Hackney, the Hack Attack.
6 or 8?
Yeah, 8th place.
Yeah.
So, Greg, congratulations. And we still got a bunch of Louisiana guys in there. But, you know, the way it works, the first year that you qualify for the elites is kind of like just a buffer year. But you got to qualify after your second year. You got to finish up in the top to fish the third year. So there's a lot on the line for a lot of fishermen this year.
All right.
You got one more over here. That was the big boy, $10,000.
$10,000, American Redfish Cup, sponsored by Tito's. It was at Coco Marina. Thanks to Benny Sansons and them. Everything was so busy. We're going to try to get Benny over here. We got upcoming tournaments, but you know, they big supporter of CCA. They're big supporter of Worcester Fish, big supporter of Paradise, Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
So we give you all the credit, Big Sanchez. Thank you for what you do. Harvey and Trahan. They didn't give nothing but last names. They were 28.45. You know, that's a little bit different. That's 3 fish. Harvey and Melanson. So I don't want to Harvey's a kin, but they're in competition. They were there. Second, 26.70. Third was Ardes and Myers with 26.7. Fourth was Hall and Chevalier with 24.23. And fifth was Galt and Landry with 23.91.
You know, somebody had happen to them what happened to me my second or third tournament. They had 3 good fish, would have been pushing up at 20-something pounds. Jumped out the bag, hit the deck of the boat, and hit the water. That'd make a grown man cry.
That sounds like a black cloud move.
That's a black cloud move.
But let me state this. You know, last year, every time they had that Redfish Cup here, it was 90 to 100 boats. I thought it'd be disappointing. They had 72 boats in the first one. Just think about it, though. Had the IFA in Texas.
Right.
They had another one going on right now. They had another one, HT, in Slidell. They had 3 other tournaments going on, and still they drew 72 boats at Cocodrie. Congratulations, Mr. Sanchez. We'll keep you posted on more than the rest of them. And here's some pictures of all them volunteers, all our girls. from Wish to Fish and Louisiana Department of Wildlife, Becky Cheney and Danica and all the whole group right there. Look at them fishing. Not only are they beautiful, they're the most hardest working volunteers you ever want to meet.
Well, now, get ready, because the 18th, that's the Old Timers Tournament with Tucker and Dub Noel, Wayne Tucker and Dub Noel putting together. You meet up at Paisanos at the bridge right there in Bell River.
And you and I both can't be there.
That's all right.
I was going to get you to take me.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that would have been me, you, and Hoover. That'd been three good.
We're going to get a report from that next week.
But anyway, 5:30 registration, noon weigh-in. Going to be a lot of eating and a lot of line going on from noon on. Now, you can bet on that.
Paisanos.
Hey, we're right at it. We got the CCA kicking off, and I mean, that's the big boy. And we got one more week for the early bird. One more week, so hey, get registered, get in. Don't catch one of those tag fish, because that's what they're doing this week. Brad told us last week they're putting them out.
Let me close out with two more. One further down the road. The Hargrove Rodeo for Hargrove Foundation is June 16th.
Correct.
Put that on your calendar and look it up. Marina. We also got this week, we got the Morgan City, an invitation over there in Morgan City, and you probably get to see the new landing and all that's going on.
Wait, no, the Black and Gold's in Grand Isle.
No, but I said Morgan City. And Morgan City's got a tournament, an invitation.
They got a Black and Gold too?
And the Black and Gold is coming up at Bridgeside, and that's probably where I'm going to be.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday, they got the skeet shoot. And then they got the fishing, people fishing with all the former Saints players, and it's all for the veterans. The motorcycle groups will all be there. You get across from Bridgeside, you see there, they're going to have concerts, they're going to have everything. If you want to go somewhere and have fun, and get to meet a lot of people, Black and Gold. This is every year.
Look, Stan Brock and them, when they started putting this together.
I'm glad you remember that. I couldn't think of his name.
I'm going to tell you something. He has a heart for the veterans. But when all these pro players and retired pro players get together, they just want to have some fun, tell some stories, and they need people to tell the stories too. So y'all head down there. It's 2 days of just, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. And some of the best guys on the island.
Bridgeside Marina.
That's it.
We'll be back later.
We'll be right back. We still got a bunch of fishing. Everybody's catching fish. Hey, we've been fishing together for years as you watch the show, but I got my captain's license. I'm ready to take you out to share the kind of experience that I grew up with my family having. Give me a holler, chefkd.com. Don't tell nobody, but we gonna cook and eat pretty good on board. See you soon.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Abu Garcia, the fishing report. And guess what? A lot of people have been catching some fish on gulp. I mean, they are just, why use live bait when you can use a bait that just smells like live? I'm telling you, they got it going on.
I'm glad you said that, because you never had live by gulp. And I know they've been caught all over, but a lot of fish been caught on plastic, but the #1 bait's been live shrimp.
Now look, Chris Moran tell you, he don't want to come back as a shrimp because everybody want to eat him.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it works.
With Bucky.
Yeah.
I was at Bucky's the other day, and they were just stacked up with their bucket and their slip.
And look, don't fuss when you get shrimp that long, because that's the one that's catching the big fish. I can't tell you why. I put on a big one like that because we had a good trip. We had 4 guides out. Nobody caught less than 40 fish 2 days in a row. That makes for a bunch of meat. But Calcasieu Lake, Troutmouth Charters, They're finding the birds diving. They're finding the fish on the reefs. I mean, you know, they're catching nicer fish around the beach. Now, we figured out something. I'm going to share a little trick. Everybody's dropping them shrimp under popping corks. They're catching fish, but they're culling maybe half of them going back because they're small. When we were in Delacroix the other day, the trick was Carolina rigging. Buddy, we started Carolina rigging on board John's boat. When I tell you it changed, we didn't cull a fish. Everything we caught was a keeper. So that made a big difference. Frank O'Brien sent us this note. Trip Mancuso caught this trout on a trip to the Chandelier Islands. You know, Glenn, his friend Glenn, Trip's dad, and himself went out there. That was a pretty good trip, but I hadn't heard a bad report from the Chandelier Islands. Now, Darrell Jens, check this bass out. Kaplan at Alakasane Pool on the Yamamoto swim bait caught this beautiful bass. Come on, it don't get any better.
Dan, that's a guy that fished the salt water. He come all the way from North Louisiana. He used to be with the Louisiana Land Bank. Now, we got ahead. I sent KD, he sent that picture, and we were supposed to go run that in the freshwater, but he's getting them all in right now. And KD, tell me some more. Keep
well, Charles Williams took his dad Rodney down in Monday in Delacroix. 21 trout, 2 reds. They had a big trout, 19 inches. Guess how they caught them? Carolina rigging croakers. The bigger trout are laying on the bottom. Oh, the group Charlie and there with John Deere. They were down in Delacroix. Check out these pictures. They went with Captain Jack. He had, and this ain't hearsay, I was at the dock when they came in. My brother and I had made a little trip. They had some 4-pounders. And I'm not talking about redfish, I'm talking about trout. They had some hammers. Take a look at these amazing fish. Now,
also at Delacroix, let me introduce you. Tom LeBlanc, he sends in the reports and 8 fishes out 7 days. Look, him and his partners, they finally been limited out on 2 trips in a row. His 2 best baits, always plastic. You know what he fishes? Lime truce and black and short truce. I don't think they're in the Caco, H&H Caco. So been fishing that for years. He won't change it. Joe wrote a big article about it in the paper. This guy knows how to send a report. I'm going to bring him on again one day and shows you how he keeps a record of where he fished, moon stages and everything. So,
well, your buddy Craig DeGrees took Mark Barker, Lafitte, Jerry Lacombe, and Al Thibodeau. They said them trout were big and fat, and they did really good.
Across the top right now. It's unbelievable. Going back to Grand Isle with you, you know, but I made the trip with Danny Ray. We'll show y'all that some of that next week. We just stammed up. But a lot of people were catching fish all over.
You telling me the secret? You get ready to tell everybody the secret spot?
Secret spot, it was so windy. No, it was so windy that they've been killing the fish at all the barges, the outside rocks. Now, the other thing is they went with plastic. They used a Creole shrimp matrix shad, and they got away from the rocks, and they were bouncing on the bottom, like you say, a Carolina rig, but it wouldn't. Just a jig head, and they caught a bigger trout on that.
Well, you know, in Delacroix, a little guy came in from Mississippi, went out, 10 o'clock, he was there with a limit, a nice trout. He was fishing plastics, lime truce, on the bottom with a light jig head. And the trick is, in a lot of these inland bays, they got the grass now, the water's dropping, the grass is growing. Those trout are right along the grass lines where it drops off. Just drop that bait on the bottom.
Well, going back to Grand Isle, like he was saying, them captains, they ran way in the back. Then when they all came back, the tide was running in, had a tide line that was running along those rocks, all those islands right there, not far from Sand Dollar, and they were either fishing Carolina rigging some shrimp or even under a cork, and they would get in up against the rocks, close as you could get it. But you watch that tide line, sometimes it'd be 15 foot out, sometimes it'd be right on the rock. And it was pushing that tide. The bait fish was everywhere.
Now, you say a tide line. Let me explain something to y'all. When you're fishing in a certain area, and no, a lot of people, you say that, they don't understand it. And you look out. Now, we fish slicks when the trout are feeding, you see oil slicks.
No, this ain't an oil slick.
No, this is a line in the water that's kind of shiny. It looks like a slick, a slick blade, no, a slick. Hey, when we fish in a slick line, it changes as the tide changes. You might have it right there by your boat, and 5 minutes later, it's 20 foot out, 30 minutes later. So watch that line, because that's where the bait's going to stay.
Don't forget sheep's head, the way you're supposed to say it, but sheep heads are all along that same place you find it. But my friend Bobby Black and I, he brings his friends from North Louisiana. They've all caught trout, but he wants to put them on their bull redds. He has a technique. It's unbelievable. If we see mullet going out, he ran all the way from Grand Isle to go to Fouchon, and
he went through Leeville.
Yeah, went all the way.
That's kind of like going to Texas through Mississippi.
But he went, and we went there, and we got to the rocks. There was waves was breaking over. Just tough fishing. But he knew them redfish were going to come in there. We weighed them out. He wanted them bull reds. He cut them bullets up, and he'll tell you how he did it.
Okay, what we do here is we use a 1 ounce just barrel sinker, and rather than use a swivel or anything else, we just do a double half hitch into it because we're fishing on structure. The more you have on your line, the more chances are you're going to get hung up. We use a number 4 Kell hook, and then just processed mullet where we catch live mullet, and it's fresh mullet. And as y'all witnessed, they just...
Why is it close?
I like it close because we have tidal conditions right now, and the more line you have between your weight and your hook, the greater chances it's going to get hung in the rocks. So we keep it short shank, and very seldom do we get hung, except on a fish. Another big red. Another big red. Folks, this is what I'm telling you. Use cut mullet, and you can come out here and do this all day long with cut mullet.
Gotta wait till the tide's right, though.
Gotta wait till the water's moving. If the water's moving, you can bring your family, your kids, whatever out here. Forget crack crab and everything else. Go and catch some live mullet, and you can do this just as much as you want to do it. Bring a bigger net with you when you come. Let your family catch 25 and 30 pound fish. He wasn't ready yet.
Most people catch a bull reds, they do it most for fun. They don't even keep their one over 27. You do. You keep your 2 or 3 for sure. Why?
Well, most people are intimidated trying to clean them because it will burn a knife and stuff up. I have a method with a double serrated knife. I can clean him just as fast as I can clean a trout almost. And I will take them and prepare them to put on half shell, or I will cut the meat out, fillet it, strip it, and use it in multiple dishes. You can fry it, you can grill it, you can saute it, just primarily whatever you want to do. The meat on the large ones, to me, tastes just the same as the ones on the slot fish.
Well, you gotta be close.
Get ready, Bob. I'm ready, baby. Robert is ready. Woo, he ain't that big. That's a damn 30-pound fish.
That fish right there is 28 pounds. That's hey.
Bull red.
That's the remedy.
Paradise, Louisiana. And still got my bait.
So a lot of fish are being caught over there. The rocks are still hot for trout everywhere. The barges are real hot when you can get there.
That's right.
And timber there is hot. It's just fish being caught everywhere. If the bridge, I walked the bridge all night, but I talked to some of those people that were catching a few fish. All right, what's your name? Where you from?
My name is Josiah, and I'm from Galliano.
and what about your buddy there? Where are you from?
I'm Lorenzo. I'm from New Orleans.
Yeah. Y'all fish the bridge often?
This is my first time, actually. Having a great time.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. This isn't my first time. I've been coming here pretty often. Me and my family, we like to come here every once in a while, but it's not really that often.
You lost a big one a while ago? You don't know what it was?
I don't know what it was. I was reeling and reeling and reeling and reeling, but it just never seemed to end, and then it just all the weight just went. It just disappeared. So I was like, oh man, whatever.
Yeah, that's still there. There's a lot of people, a lot of fish caught off this bridge.
Right. So at that point, we was like, okay,
I was like, man, I don't know what to do now.
Thank y'all guys.
Thank you.
My name's Pablo.
Where you from, Bob?
Kenner, Louisiana.
Tell me about fishing this bridge.
It's not good tonight.
No, that's so far, it ain't.
No, just catching little bitty little fish.
On your good night, what's your best bait?
Shrimp.
Live?
Nah, just regular bait shrimp.
Yeah. Trout, that's it. One speck.
Right trout. That's a good fish. Where you from?
West Virginia.
Look at me one time.
Do what?
West Virginia?
Yeah.
Well, good. What brought you here?
I like the golf.
Y'all got your limit?
No, not today.
Tell me again.
I like the golf, so we came down for a couple of weeks.
Oh, great. You go fish during the day?
Do what?
You fish during the day too, or you like the bridge?
I fished the surf this morning. We're here today. Week after next, we got boat trips lined up.
Oh, great. Well, thank y'all for coming. Keep coming back.
We're just playing.
Louisiana. Gary, it's that time of year again. CCA, tell them what it is.
CCA Star Pin. Now, I made a trip to the banquet. The crowd was tremendous and everything right now. Everything was a star. Everybody's excited. Everybody's ready to go. There's so many people over there. A lot of the company people that were there that's supporting us. Big signs, big giveaways. It was just unbelievable, the prizes and stuff they gave away. Don't miss your CCA banquet. Don't miss your DU banquet, all your Delta waterfowl. Those people are going to bat for us right now. You might not always agree with them, but you better believe that bottom thing is a resource. They worry about the resource, and they worry about the recreational fishermen and hunter. So, by the way, I think I'll pick up another sponsor. Boy, I'll tell you what, see my big buddy over there, Relief Windows? They were having a great time. Y'all come back and watch us next week. Paradise, Louisiana, and I promise you, KD gonna bring you some fish next time.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Health Foundation, and by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.